13-year-old singer impresses Simon Cowell and earns the golden buzzer on AGT. The auditorium buzzed with energy, lights glimmering like tiny stars over an ocean of faces. Cameras zoomed in, capturing every nervous breath and tremble of the young contestants waiting backstage. Among them stood Liam Carter, a 13-year-old boy from a small town in Kentucky. His sneakers were worn, his shirt slightly wrinkled, but his eyes carried the kind of hope that could melt even the toughest hearts. This was his moment, one he'd dreamed about every single night since his mother first whispered, "You can do anything if you sing with your heart." For Liam, music wasn't just sound. It was memory, his mother humming lullabies while working late shifts at the diner, his father tapping old country beats on the dashboard during long drives before the accident. When his dad passed away 2 years earlier, Liam stopped singing for months. The world had grown quiet, painfully so. Until one day, he found his father's old guitar in the attic, strings dusty but still in tune. He strummed a chord, and something inside him came alive again. "Sing for the people who can't anymore," his mom said softly. From that day, he did. When Liam's name was called on America's Got Talent, the audience erupted in polite applause. He stepped into the light, blinking against the brightness. Simon Cowell leaned forward, expression unreadable. Sofia Vergara smiled warmly. Howie Mandel gave a thumbs up. Heidi Klum's eyes sparkled with curiosity. "So, what's your name?" Simon asked, voice steady as ever. "Liam Carter," he replied, clutching the microphone tightly. "And what are you going to do for us today?" "I'm going to sing, a song I wrote for my dad." His voice cracked slightly, but he didn't shy away from the truth. "It's called, Still With Me." The room fell silent. Even Simon's trademark smirk faded into something gentler, interest, maybe even empathy. The track began, soft piano chords filling the hall. Then Liam sang. His voice was raw, trembling at first, but as he reached the chorus, something miraculous happened. Every word carried a pulse, a story, a love too big for such a young heart. The lyrics spoke of empty chairs, fading laughter, and the quiet strength of remembering. His tone rose and fell like waves, gentle, aching, pure. The audience leaned forward, hanging on every syllable. Halfway through, the lights dimmed slightly, and tears shimmered on the faces in the front row. Liam's mother watched from backstage, clutching her necklace, the one her husband had given her years ago. When the last note echoed, the silence that followed was deafening. Then, the audience erupted. People stood. They clapped, whistled, cheered his name. But Liam wasn't smiling yet. He stared at the judges' table, heart pounding so hard it felt like thunder in his chest. Simon Cowell, known for his stone-cold critiques, simply stared at the boy for a long moment. Then he spoke softly, almost as if to himself. "Liam, that was one of the most beautiful performances I've heard in a very, very long time." Tears welled up in Liam's eyes. Simon continued, "You didn't just sing a song, you told a story that everyone here felt. I lost my own father when I was young. You reminded me of him today. And I think, your dad would be incredibly proud." He paused, then smiled, an expression that rarely crossed his face. "Actually, you know what?" He reached out and slammed the golden buzzer. Golden confetti exploded from above, showering Liam in a storm of glittering light. His mother ran onto the stage, arms wide, and they embraced as the crowd roared. Simon stood, applauding, an image that would be replayed across millions of screens around the world. Liam's tears streamed down his face, but his smile said everything, he had found his voice again. Backstage later that night, as the cameras cooled and the excitement settled, a quiet moment unfolded. A janitor approached Liam and his mom, an older man with kind eyes and a shy smile. "Son," he said softly, "that song, it reminded me of my daughter. She passed 5 years ago. I just wanted to say thank you. I haven't cried like that in years, but it felt good." Liam didn't know what to say. Instead, he hugged the man tightly. No cameras, no applause, just two people who understood loss and healing in their own ways. His mom wiped her eyes and whispered, "That's what music does, sweetheart. It brings people back to life, even if just for a moment." Weeks later, the clip of Liam's performance broke the internet, hundreds of millions of views, comments from every corner of the world. Soldiers overseas wrote that it gave them strength. Parents shared it with their children. Even Simon tweeted, "Sometimes, the smallest voices carry the greatest truth." When Liam returned home, his town threw a small parade. But what mattered most wasn't the fame or the lights, it was the purpose he'd found. He began visiting hospitals, singing for children battling illness, for families sitting in quiet waiting rooms. Every time he sang, "Still with Me," he could almost feel his father's hand on his shoulder. In a world that often rushes past moments of meaning, Liam reminded everyone of something simple yet powerful: love never really leaves. It lingers, in voices, in memories, in the songs that refuse to fade. As he stood on the stage during the AGT finale months later, looking out over a sea of lights, Liam smiled and whispered into the mic, "This one's for everyone who's ever lost someone, but kept their love alive." And somewhere beyond the spotlights, in a place beyond the noise, maybe his father was smiling, too. Because sometimes, one voice is enough to remind the world how beautiful it is to feel.